We can't stop you from eating chips. Hello, everyone. We're live. Hooray! This is another episode of Friday Reads Live, where we just basically sit and read for an hour together, and then we're going to talk about what we read. I have a couple of my guests are already here, and a couple of them are running a little bit late, so they'll join us a little bit later, and that is totally fine. So what we'll do is just introduce yourself, say what your channel is, what you're reading today, and then we'll get into the silent reading hour.
You want to go first? Want me to go first? Who's going first?
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I'll go first. Hello, I am R from the channel R Jensen. I'll put it in the chat because nobody spelled my last name correctly. It's fine.
Relatable.
Kathy knows the struggle.
Yes.
Yeah, my pronouns are they, them. They're correctly displayed on the screen right there. And yeah, books are a thing that I talk about on my channel.
They are. What are you reading today?
Oh, yes. I'm reading Loveless by Alice Oseman. Sorry.
I'm very excited.
Yay.
Yeah. And I have some chips too, so I'll probably be eating those.
Yes.
How about you, Audrey?
All right. So my name is Audrey. My channel is Perpetual Pages. I'm a queer trans Latinx book reviewer. Been here for a while. And for me, I know Latinx Heritage Month starts September 15th, but I read all Latinx books from September and October throughout both of the months. So today I'm hopefully going to start my arc of Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz, which I'm very excited about. And I'll let you know how it goes. So that's me.
Wonderful. And then Mers is here. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We're just starting the round by saying who we are, what our channel is, and what we're reading today.
Okay. Me? Okay.
Yes.
I'm Mers, and I do my channel is just focused on horror. That's kind of all that I do and all that I do mostly, besides true crime and stuff like that. But today I'm going to be reading Carry and Comfort, which is Simmons, and I don't know if I'm really going to like it. That's why I want to try it out, because I feel like I don't like vintage horror usually because I find it to be, it just has its things. It's like the women are always the murdered objects that get them to go somewhere. Any POC is just a stereotype to get them to tell them some spooky misinformation or something. So I don't really going there that often, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes.
Sweet.
I'm good.
Cool. And Sajid's here. Sajid, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Sorry, I'm late as usual.
That's okay. We expected of you.
It's your brand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on brand for me.
So we're just going around saying our channel and then what we're reading today.
Okay. Well, hi everybody. My name is Sajid. I'm from the channel Books on My Social Life, and just Books on My Social Life. And the book that I'll be reading is The Puppy War by Rf Huang. I have been reading this for approximately 8 years.
Yes.
Yes. I'm thoroughly enjoying it though, but I'm just taking it in very slowly. I've been having to take notes as well because I don't usually read like fantasy where there's like a lot of world building and stuff. So I'm like forgetting everything by the time I pick up the next chapter. So reminding myself and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Wonderful.
Love that.
And then it's back to me. So hi, I'm Kathy.trithardt. This is my channel. Today I am reading an arc of a book that comes out on Tuesday, which is called The Roommate. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Oh, yeah, The Roommate.
By Rosie Bannon. It is pitched as a raunch-com, and that is definitely correct. It is about this girl who moves across the country after finishing a couple of degrees to be with this guy that she's been in love with since high school. And she's going to live in the same place with him. And then when she gets there, he's like, oh, yeah, I rented out my bedroom for the summer because I'm going on tour with my band. Bye. And so she's with this completely new roommate who you find out within the first couple of chapters is an adult performer. So it's wonderful. It is very funny. I started it last night and I'm already halfway through. Yeah, it is a great premise. I am very much enjoying it. But with that, what we'll do is I know, right? With that, what we'll do is we'll just mute our mics so that we can do the silent reading hour, and then I will let you know when the hour is up, so you don't need to set an alarm or anything. I'll just start talking, and you'll be freaked out because you'll suddenly hear a voice in your device. But yeah, and everyone in the chat, let us know what you're reading, and happy reading hour.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hello, friends. That's our reading hour. I always freak people out because they're like, who's talking to me? It's me. It's fine. So I'll let you unmute yourselves, and if we just want to do the same circles before, so we'll start with R. And how was your reading?
It was really good. This book, Alice Oseman continues to amaze me with her amazing dialogue. Like, she's just so good at like capturing what people would actually say. It's just so good. And like the character, the main character, like was like there was a whole like society thing. And the main character was like, I don't know if I should join the Pride Society because I don't know if I fit in there. And yet there's like a pamphlet with like all like basically all of the queer identities on it, and she doesn't know like what some of them mean. And I'm like, well, you know, if you did some research, I'm sure you would figure it out. But I'm sure that's what's going to end up happening because, you know, she's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
She can't not figure it out. What would be but yeah, so it's really good. And I'm like low-key jealous. Like the main character is not having like a good time at university so far. But I'm still like jealous because her university like offers all of these things that mine didn't. And I'm like, I want this university. So yeah, I mean, it's real good. I just the representation right now is just like, yeah, I don't like anybody, but I'm gonna make myself like people, and I'm like, that's not a mood. So yeah, it's really good, and I'm just expecting it to continue to be good because
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that for you. Okay, is it me?
Yep.
Okay. I started Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz, which I mentioned at the top of the hour. I really like it so far. It like did not play. It just like jumped in. For anyone who doesn't know, it's about this. It's an own voices Latinx contemporary fantasy story about this Puerto Rican American girl named Lana, who has grown up her whole life hearing about the Blaze Wrath Games, which are like, it's basically like the World Cup, but with dragons. So there's like some kind of like epic race or fight or something that involves dragons, whatever. And so she is basically at this time in her life where she's going to try out for Puerto Rico's team. And so that's kind of where the story starts. But she doesn't quite make it to her tryout because something wild happens. So it's like, there's all this stuff happening. It's like, I was reading the beginning and I was like kind of confused because I was like, okay, there's all these different, like, you're giving me all these names and these different like things that are going on in the background, like conspiracies. And there's like this, you know, like vigilante group that's endangering the world. And there's things about dragons and things about wizards and wands and stuff. And like, it kind of like already kind of came to a head in the very beginning, which I was surprised about. Cause usually it's like, oh, that's the long game, right? Like that's going to come to play later. I'll file it away for another time. But it's like, it kind of just exploded at the beginning. So I'm very curious to see what happens next. Obviously she's going to get on the team. Like that's kind of a given. So I'm kind of, you know, curious to see how she's going to get there and to see what happens. Like when's she going to get a dragon? Like when we like, when are we going to get that? So it's really good. I like it so far. I also like that Lana, she's kind of like a fangirl for everything Blaze Wrath. So it's like, she knows all the teams, she knows all the players, she knows all the coaches. She's like deep in it. And she also likes K-pop, which is relatable. So we love to see that the next character who loves K-pop, because I am the next person who likes K-pop. And during this hour, this has nothing to do with this, but I heard that Cemetery Boys is going to be published in Spanish. So I'm very excited about that, and I can't wait. That's what I did this hour.
Excellent.
It's interesting. So what it's about these mind vampires who play this game with each other to make people do horrible things, and in making them do horrible things that gives them long life. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It starts off really scary, actually. It starts off in a concentration camp in the 1940s in World War II. And there's a prisoner who some Waffen officers come and they say, we're taking a group of people to go kill them. So go outside. And then there's like one guy who's like just telling himself, like, I'm not going to die today, And so then like before he goes where they're going to go, something comes inside of him that gives like that, I don't know, it's like an outside force. And like the author describes it as like a coming through his rear end, let's say. And I was all right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You gotta love horror
I don't
books.
know. It's like there's no characters that I relate to. The story about controlling people for like life points, I guess. I don't know. It's not that interesting to me. I mean, they're not killing them for any, like even their game, like the people that they're choosing, like celebrities or authors or stuff. It's just like it doesn't make any sense, and it's not really that compelling. So I don't know. But I know that the horror community will be like, "How dare you? Dan Simmons is so good," But this story is just not for me. Maybe it's somewhere, but it was interesting. That's what I thought.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How's the Poppy War session?
Well, it's good. I mean, like, I know I said I was 200 pages in at the beginning. I was actually like 190, and I approximated it. But now I'm actually 200 pages in. And I'm really, really enjoying it. It's interesting because it's supposed to be a fantasy book, but there's barely been any fantasy so far, which I love. It's just like, yeah, like it's a good gateway. Like if you're not a huge fantasy reader like me, I think this is like a great place to start, because even though it's adult, it's also very easy to follow and whatnot. And I'm really interested in like the world and the history of the world. They are talking a lot about like gods and shamanism in the section that I'm reading. And the main character's teacher is like forcing her to meditate, which is really hilarious. Her life. And I'm like, same, I have anxiety, so meditating is like, it's not easy. So I enjoyed reading that, and I enjoyed just like the conversations they had about spirituality and how he's sort of challenging the main characters. How she's not really like into the religious stuff and the spirituality, and he's kind of challenging her and kind of showing her, well, these things exist, but you have to have patience. You have to have, that kind of like, you have to build that connection. And I was like, I like that. I feel like that makes sense, for any kind of person who's religious or spiritual in any way. It's not something that you could experience overnight. It's something that you kind of have to build. Except this book is like actually like, has like fantasy and gods and whatnot. Whereas in real life, you may not necessarily experience those things. But I still really like how it's kind of talking about, you need to build that muscle and have patience with it. So I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I haven't exactly encountered all of the things that everybody talks about when they talk about the series as yet.
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be like super harsh and depressing, but I'm like almost halfway through and nothing has happened as yet. So I'm kind of like scared, but I'm also
Oh, Lord.
That's fair. I feel like so many people read that during Quarantine Pages who were just like freaking out and being like, terrible things. And I'm like, I'll read it one day, but I don't know if today is the day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm more than halfway through The Roommate, which is what I'm reading right now. Raunch comedy is exactly what this is. Like, that's a perfect term for it. It's not a rom-com, it's a raunch-com, because there is so much sexual content in this, especially what Josh's job is. He's a performer. But it's all about the industry and like people finding pleasure who aren't necessarily like who you would stereotypically think of as porn watchers and that type of thing. So I also really like their relationship where they'll just like sit and watch action movies and like bicker over which one's better. Like there was this one section where it's like Speed is just the poor man's Die Hard, and she's like, "How dare you?" It's the funniest thing. I like rolled over to my partner. I was like, "Just read these paragraphs." They're fun. So, yes, I'm very much enjoying their dynamic and just her delving into this world because they end up going into a business venture together. So it's really good. I'm probably going to finish it today. It's the type of book that goes by really quickly once you're into it. So I'm very much enjoying it. Would recommend if you like smut or romantic comedies or raunch comedies.
Yes.
I've never heard that until now. I learned something new.
Yeah, I had never heard that term before. Yesterday when I was watching somebody was doing like a live stream over Instagram. Actually, he's a publisher that I met at BookNet Fest last year, and he was talking with somebody else about romance.
DJ.
Yeah, it was DJ's live stream, and he was like, "Oh yeah, in this book," and I was like, "Wait, that sounds familiar." I'm like,
"Oh yeah, DJ loves the roommate."
Yeah, exactly. So I like looked at it and I was like, "Raunch.com, I'm going to start reading that immediately. Sorry, I'm leaving your live stream to go read the book you like. Bye." Yeah, very much.
It's so good. It's
would recommend. Good. Comes out on Tuesday.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, thanks for reading with me, everyone. For everybody who's watching, everybody's links are down below. So if you haven't checked out their channels already, you should definitely do that because I only invite cool people to be on my channel. So there you go.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, I do this every Friday unless I have to do literally anything else. Not literally anything else. That's the opposite of what I meant by that sentence. Unless I have to do something else that I can't. Otherwise, yes. Okay, we understand what I mean, even though my words aren't working. Cool. So I will be back next Friday with whoever wants to join me. So yeah. Everybody have a really good day. I'm going to end the broadcast. Bye.